Welcome to the schizophrenic edition of Dolphins in Depth. I am your host, Omar Kelly. Joining me is Isaiah Smalls, Miami Herald beat writer. Isaiah, these Dolphins, they're probably two separate teams. There's the teams that embarrass themselves against the Indianapolis Colts and the Cleveland Browns, actually three separate teams. They're the teams that lose fourth quarter games, the Buffalo Bills, the New York Jets, the Carolina Panthers, the Los Angeles Chargers. And then there's the team that can beat up just about any opponent, which the Dolphins showed in the 30-13 victory over the Buffalo Bills, where really Miami had control of the game completely. I think the game probably was a little bit closer than it looks score-wise if Devon Achane didn't break two touchdowns off runs when you're trying to kill the game and kill the clock. Interesting to see them play this kind of way. But I'll make a point that I think Mike McDaniel was hinting at today. They finally figured out a rhythm to their practice and a tone to their practice and a focus to their practice against the week of the Atlanta Falcons. Baltimore, which was a Thursday night game where you don't practice at all that week, the rhythm was off. They get back to the rhythm, and you end up with a 30-13 result against the Buffalo Bills. Are you buying any of that?
Not exactly, only because you're telling me that you found your rhythm in week 9. I don't know. It doesn't really add up to me as much. I think what's more realistic, right, is that they've just had two good game plans, right? And yeah, honestly, they just had good game plans.
Hold on, wait a minute. I think the game plans are pretty solid. Penalties, turnovers.
That's what I'm saying. They had good game plans. They limited the turnovers. Obviously, Tua had 2, but those were basically punts at the end of the day, right? They forced turnovers. They stopped the run, right? Something they've been very ineffective at doing. Look, man, I think at the end of the day, it's one of those things where this team can sometimes play up to their competition and play down to their competition, right? Which is not always a good thing, right? I think consistency is what you try to aim for in the NFL, and this team has looked inconsistent. I don't know. I don't want. It's one game, right? Granted, it's a very significant game because of the opponent and how historically that I almost said daddy. I meant daddy Josh Allen has what's up on you, right? I don't want to overreact, right? Because granted, it was a great game. They blew the brakes off of them. They were missing some pieces on the defense, that I think were pretty significant, right? But I think at the end of the day, it's a good win. You celebrate, it for what it was, which is hey, big win, good opponent. Okay, maybe we can play some ball, and you see how you can translate this over the next coming weeks, right? I think a big test will be going on the road to Spain and playing the Commanders. Obviously, it's a hobbled Commanders team, no Jaden Daniels, but I want to see. I don't think that I can, exactly, right? I don't think I can just say they found their week they found their practice rhythm. No, bro, it's week 9, bro. Come on now, you're past the midway point of the season.
But here's the thing. Maybe, and I'm just putting this out there, maybe it's the rookies stepping up and finally stop playing like maybe.
So
like rookies.
I will more so agree with you that I think you had a lot of players step up. Jason Marshall Jr. had some good snaps. Juju Brents looked like the future cornerback that should be here for a very long time, to be honest with you. But that's neither here nor there. I did not see him in the locker room today. I saw him maybe for a second today. I definitely wanted to go give him his props. But I don't know. You're right. I think there are guys that kind of just stepped up, stopped, beating them. The Dolphins have beat themselves a lot this year, right? And they did not do that, right? They made sure that the Bills, if you were going to win the Bills, you're going to have to come beat us. And I think that's a great effort by them. I just want to see more consistency. I'm not – the whole game plan stuff, I'm not buying that until They have a full week, and then obviously it's going to be strange going, cross the other
cross continent.
Yeah, cross the not even cross the continent, going to the other side of the globe. It's not the continent.
Yeah.
We the continent is North America.
But okay, cross international waters. Let's
Okay.
Yeah. What the two changes that I will say, or you need to find what the common thread was in the dominant performances against the Falcons and against Buffalo. They both stopped the run.
Yes.
Okay.
100%. Yeah.
Defense was physical, swarming. I really wouldn't even say the turnovers because I think strip balls are more luck than they are skill.
You're right, but you got to think about the timing of these turnovers, right? The timing of the turnovers were I'm pretty sure they all happened on the Miami side of the field, right? With the Bills driving, not necessarily in scoring position for the Josh Allen one, but certainly in scoring position for the interception, and definitely I'm pretty sure that I think 34-yard line or something. So they were close to the red zone on the
and they were in field goal position.
Yeah, I don't want to discount that. I definitely don't want to discount that. Those were
but we know this team is not going to produce turnovers.
We do.
Maybe they're getting better against the run. 4.9 right now yards per carry average. I don't know exactly where that puts them in rankings. I'll look that up later. Now they also stay committed to the run, and Devon Achane had probably one of his most spirited performances. 197 rushing yards. Obviously, he broke 2 big runs, and he also caught 6 passes for 51 yards. Can Devon sustain his productivity with this level of workload?
And they don't got really much of a choice, right? Like he's their best offensive weapon, right? So to me, you got
Jalen Waddle. Wait. No.
It's Devon Achane. Let's not. Come on now. Let's not.
Hold on. Wait. No, ain't nobody offering a first round pick for Devon
because he's a running back. Like, but he's the guy that. To me, look, this is how I evaluate offensive weapons, right? What can you do, right? Obviously, he can run the ball very effectively. He catch the ball very effectively. You don't see Jalen Waddle getting back there catching.
So you're saying that all the time a running back is going to be more valuable and better weapon than a running back because they can run and catch the ball. Jalen Waddle, you need Jalen Waddle to run the ball? Is that what you're saying? Like
I'm saying at the look. You have to look at the attempts, right? The attempts. What are you doing with those attempts? Yards per carry, all that stuff. Like I'm not gonna be an idiot and say somebody like I'm trying to think of a middling running back. I'm not gonna say like they're not middling, but I'm not gonna say James Cook is the best offensive weapon that the Bills have. No, it's Josh Allen. He's the best offensive weapon that the Bills have, right? To me, I put more stock in what you can do. So if you can do more, I'm going to shade closer to that you being the best offensive weapon. Because if you can shut down anybody. It's the NFL, but I'm saying like it's easier if you double Jalen Waddle, right? The entire time, you can kind of just
take him out the game.
You can take him out the game.
His impact.
For you to take Devon Achane out the game, you're gonna have to stack the box, maybe, and then also when he split out, you're gonna have to shade coverage to him, right? Like that's kind of a lot. You don't hear many running backs, getting that sort of attention. Right, maybe only a Christian McCaffrey could get that much attention. A Bijan Robinson, but now we're talking about guys that are what?
Rico Dowell, who is still balling.
Yes.
2 pumps.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna just go past that. But because Rico Dowell is not the best offensive weapon on that team, is he? He might be actually.
Yeah, I think he is. Yeah,
he might be. Yeah.
Here's my thing. We all know Devon is 5 foot. Let me see what the listing weight is. 5'9", 191 pounds, and that's being generous. Do you really think that he can handle a 200 touch workload?
I mean, you won't know till you know, right? You don't know till you know. I think a lot of times in the NFL and with sports in general, you project what you believe to be possible with the guy based on size, stature,
Well, let me correct that because he's already at 200 touches. So
I mean, you won't know till you know. So I think where he's at right now, the attention that he's been giving his body, he's not been banged up this year, right?
Sure.
As opposed to even his rookie year, and then he missed one game last year, 1 or 2 games with the concussion last year. So look, like you won't know till you know, bro. Ride it to the wheels fall off. I'm not.
Okay, I'm not questioning you. He's relatively healthy, but we are at 143 carries and 49 receptions. That's one hell of a workload right there.
What I hear, he's like 6th in the league for yards per scrimmage, something like that. He's up. He's definitely top 10,
yeah,
for sure.
We were talking a little bit earlier in the show about rookies stepping up. I do believe that that's one of the factors. You've got Kenneth Grant, Jordan Phillips playing better. I think Jordan Phillips had his best game of his career last week against the opponent, which is the Buffalo Bills. Then you have Dante Trader starting. You had Jason Marshall Jr. getting back into the action as a starter, as a reserve boundary cornerback. Here's Mike McDaniel addressing how the rookies are performing and the growth that he expects to see, and also young players like J.J. Brent. What happens if they perform?
Juju,
the internal fortitude of what it takes to progress your game in the National Football League. Okay, you've had, I think each player's had their moment where they've felt the weight of failure and the desire for production, and having to maintain confidence while growing is the toughest code to crack in the National Football League. But what I think you're starting to see is why we had such strong faith in their ability to do a challenging but real opportunity, which is have realistic, real playing time as a rookie. I think that it's what we were counting on. I think all the guys are past their rookie season in our mind for expectation, and I think they agree, and we're moving forward with football players that are learning how to play together and learning the standard with which you have to be prepared to execute your assignment on every play.
Yeah, to me, this portion of the season, especially on the back stretch, the back 9, it's really not 9, it's 7. I think. Yes, 7. Yes. Nope. Yes, 7. It is to play young players, to see what some of these young players have. Obviously, they invested in Kenneth Grant and Jordan Phillips early in the season, but we saw Zeke Biggers finally gets some reps, some action in a game of value. We saw earlier this season Keon Smith. We know what he could do. That's why he got replaced by Cole Strange. Then you've got Greg Dulcich, who is obviously leapfrog to the front of the line when it comes to the tight ends. Malik Washington is there, not necessarily giving you much as a number 2 receiver. And obviously the Dolphins have Ollie Gordon and Jalen Wright. And obviously there's the rookies, Dante Trader. You're testing out Ethan Bonner, who kind of struggled in the last game against the Bills. But the whole goal and the point is we got to figure out who could play. And I got to acknowledge this. And I wrote a column about it. Juju Brents probably had the best performance I've seen from a Dolphins cornerback since Jalen Ramsey. I can't even tell you, he didn't pull down a turnover, but that dude was locked down. And here's Juju, who got waived by the Indianapolis Colts, was a former second-round pick, 50th pick in the 2023 draft, 6 spots ahead of Cam Smith. Here's him talking about getting redemption after being released?
Yeah. When did you know you were going to get the opportunity to start?
He told me I walked through on Saturday, so that was just preparing like I was gonna be a starter all week. But he officially told me like on Saturday, like probably.
So, what did you do during the week to impress him? Did you have a good week of practice, or?
Yeah, I feel like I've been since I got here, just building on top of stacking days, having good practices. I don't feel like I did anything different. It was just. Some guys got hurt. It was time for me to have an opportunity, and I'm just thankful that they did give me the opportunity to go out there and be able to speak. But I feel like I did just have like a good week of preparation, and they trusted me to go out there and perform.
Obviously, you had a productive day. Was it anything in particular that you were just feeling? You felt the glow?
Nah, man, I ain't new to this. I know last year I didn't get to play. I was hurt, but like going out there and performing like that's nothing new to me. I feel like I was just in a state where I was just go out there, play free, do my job first and foremost. Play free, have fun.
Yeah, you started a lot of games your rookie season. What happened from that point?
Injuries. A lot of unfortunate things that I couldn't control. Had an injury at the end of my rookie year. Then last year, first game of the year, had an injury. Didn't play that whole year. So then this year it was new staff coming in, and whatever it was, it just didn't shake out my way. But I'm just thankful that I am here now, and just whenever my name gets called again, another out, I'll be ready.
Jack told us you'll call it, get the shots on goal, trying to push out that ball. How satisfying is it to see that?
Bro, it's fulfilling because you literally see like how you plant the plan, then you cultivate, you put the work in, and then like on Sundays you get to harvest it by just it's like repetition. Like anything you do, like you're constantly doing it, then it's like natural. It's what happened in the game. And Jack, I know that ain't his first forced fumble, so him to get that out again, that was great for us. It was big. And it's definitely fulfilling though, for sure.
What's it raining like that? You feel like there's a little extra chance shots might be on.
Oh, for sure. The ball getting a little slick. They potentially go run the ball. Whenever we do get a shot on goal, make sure we attacking the ball. But yeah, when it does get a little bit slippery out there, you definitely want to make sure we attack it. Nah, facts.
Well, what's it like to have that journey where you starter, injured, cut, claimed? What has that process been like for you?
Man, bro, it was tough. It was tough, especially last year. Just not being able to play at all. Came in as a high round draft pick, a lot of expectations. And then just things I couldn't control. But then this past year, or this past camp, going through it again, had another injury, and ultimately it led to me, leading me here just because of injuries. But I just give all the glory to God, really do. We're praying every day, just not even just this since I got here, but just consistently just making sure I just stay down and stay ready for whenever that time do come. But it has been a tough journey, but I just know that, one day that storm go in. So just continue to stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. And then, things like that happen, go out there and perform.
Yeah, that's Juju Brents. Sorry, I got his name mixed up earlier. That was an impressive performance. And it makes me wonder, why hasn't he been playing earlier? Obviously, he had to learn the scheme, but so did Rasul Douglas. So did Jack Jones. Have we seen Storm Duck perform like that? Have we seen Ethan Bonner perform like that? And they've had plenty of opportunity. So that was interesting. But you know what's funny, Isaiah? I looked it up. And there are only 11 players on the Miami Dolphins roster who were selected in a draft before Juju Brents, who was the 50th pick in the 2023 draft. So clearly somebody thought he had talent. Now, the question is, how much can you pull out of him? And I think the second half of the season is that opportunity for players in terms of pulling that talent out of them. Like, to me, especially with Chop Robinson down the sideline, Derek McClendon, he could help you. Why isn't he on the field? Why haven't you tested that out? Why haven't you seen what's there? Like, there's talent there. You have had issues getting to the quarterback, and obviously I know other things factor into the game, but no disrespect to Quentin Bell. No disrespect at all. Edge setter, forceful player, great special teams player. Cameron Good, the same thing. But you telling me a pass rusher like Derek McClendon couldn't help you on the field? I highly doubt it. I do believe he can. So Anybody on your list of players that you wonder why they aren't playing? I know you were a Juju Brents guy before Sunday's game.
Yeah. Definitely Derek McLaren and Juju Brents. I'm happy to see Greg Dulcich getting his opportunities too, because that is a guy. And then also let's not forget about Hayden Rucci, right? Like he has, with Julian Hill down, he is the best blocker that they have at the tight end position, right? And so to see him get that chance elevated to the active roster, right? I'm sorry, not elevated, signed to the active roster, replacing Tanner Connor. It was good, and it's interesting because it kind of changes a little bit what you can do, from a blocking standpoint, right? Like we saw Daniel Brunskill in the backfield, right? And who else we saw in the backfield? We saw Hayden Rucci in the backfield, and I believe it was on one of Devon Achane's big runs, like he was the lead blocker, and he tripped, fell, and still was able to make the play that helped free Devon Achane for that one of those huge runs. So, shout out to those guys. But yeah, those are the main ones, man. Like you have nothing to lose. I said it the other day. You have nothing to lose just playing these guys, and we'll see.
Yeah. Wednesday, the team is flying to Madrid on Monday. Wednesday, they will begin practicing in Madrid. Julian Hill, Ashton Davis, D. Eskridge. Anybody I'm forgetting, Isaiah? They are all coming. They all should be healthy enough to play this week. Chop Robinson is probably one practice away from getting clearance from the concussion protocol. And then Mike McDaniel hinted that one offensive lineman might be coming back to the practice field. Now, Mike McDaniel's history is you practice for a week, you sit, you practice another week, then you get in clearance for the game. So it'll be interesting to see if Austin Jackson is ready to return as the right tackle. I'm pretty not sure it's Daniel Brunskill. It's James Daniels, but we shall find out in Madrid. On that note, Dolphins in depth, we are out.